All right, let's move on to Elon Musk. He has sold, well, a lot of Tesla shares. In fact, almost $7 billion worth. That was between Friday and Tuesday. That's according to a regulatory filing. This, of course, amidst his battle to exit what is that $44 billion deal that he has signed, that contract to buy Twitter. When asked on Twitter if he was finished selling Tesla shares, Musk replied, and this is a great tweet if you're interested in what's going to happen here. Yes, in the hopefully unlikely event that Twitter forces this deal and to close, some equity partners don't come through, it's important to avoid an emergency sale of Tesla stock. Fascinating stuff, of course, from Mr. Musk. By the way, I will say, I on Monday pointed out the big move up in Tesla shares and the fact that if, in fact, there were going to be some sort of a settlement, he might want to sell right now. And, in fact, he was doing it at that very moment, Jim.
Well, but, he did call at the April, let's get this straight, at the shareholders meeting on August 4th, he said this is a buying opportunity. And he also said that he might want to do buybacks. They're on the table. So he gave you a great opportunity to get in.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Take a listen.
Depending on what our future cash flow looks like, I think a sort of share buyback is possible. I wouldn't want to commit to that, but let's just make sure, that there's not some force majeure event somewhere. I think we want to make sure we have plenty of capital, and that future cash flow is looking very solid, and the world is relatively stable. And then I think share buyback is on the table.
All right, I understand. So he was being quite bullish on the company's stock to a certain extent, is your point. And then he was selling not long after that. Obviously, he still owns, 15+% of the company's shares. He will get more. In fact, some of the selling, remember, that took place earlier this year or last year was in part to pay taxes as a result of him exercising options. But this was clearly to get himself ready, and as he says, hopefully the unlikely event that he has to buy Twitter. Of course, as we pointed out, if in fact this does go to trial, many people who actually have studied the case thus far, and there's a lot we don't know still, expect that he very well may be forced by the chancellor
don't you think
to buy Twitter.
Stock is a sign that perhaps he may think too?
I have continued to wonder whether at some point we're going to start to get some back channeling on a settlement. I don't think that's occurring as of yet, but I can't say with 100% certainty it isn't. But this, to me, does feel like something you would do to prepare for that possibility.
Yeah, I went to Nate
now,
Anderson.
The fact that the stock keeps, by the way, moving up, Jim, and is now, 44.40. There was a while where you could have gone to settlement talks and said, well, the stock's 36. I'll give you 45. Now you're looking at, probably something with a 5 in front of it. Even if Twitter's board were willing to do that, they continue to say they feel extraordinarily strongly about their case, and they are happy to take it to court. One other thought here on this as well, specific to the potential case itself. He also tweeted about the possibility of starting a competitor to Twitter. And it was pointed out to me as well that this doesn't help him in terms of his legal team getting documents because as they obviously continue to try to do that from the company, because the company can legitimately say to the judge, we'll allow discovery on things that have to do specifically with the merger agreement, perhaps, but we're not going to give him documents that might allow him to understand what we're doing if he's going to be starting a competitor. And so he may have, in fact, also, as a result of that tweet, hurt his legal team's ability to get a hold of certain things, possibly.
And yet, Twitter would tell you they gave him everything because they want him to buy it.
Yep.
They certainly don't want to be in stand in the way. The Brett Taylor, the attack on him last week was extraordinary. I think the sale of stock, I like Nate Anderson Hindenburg, who's been dead right on this, upgraded to 30. Sale of stock indicates that he's probably getting some legal advice saying, listen, you are going to be hung. I think if you just pay them and to not buy it, that's a suboptimal situation. Yeah.
And the other thing is his equity partners, remember a lot of them there. It was an interesting part of that tweet as well, this idea that some of them may not show up. Now, by the way, if you were to lower the price, my understanding is they have the opportunity to say, see you later. But right now they're bound. I haven't seen the legal agreements, but they ostensibly are bound to participate at 54.20. But again, that was also an interesting part of that tweet.
We played the buyback thing. And then he sold stock where buybacks on the table. Is that troubling?
I don't know. I'll leave that for you to think about.
No, I'm just saying, is it troubling? I'm not. I'm raising eyebrows.
Still owns a lot of stuff.